Hey everybody, Chandler here. I am sitting in the car. Steph went in the store. Aubriana's passed out. So when the baby falls asleep, one person has to stay in the car and hang out. And so I did. And so as I was sitting here, thoughts were racing through my head. And I was like, well, may as well do a Facebook Live because I want to get this out there so other people can hear it. And it's not just inside my head, because if it's inside my head, then it doesn't help anybody but me. So hope y'all are doing amazing. What I wanted to talk about today was the idea behind, so a lot of the times you see people, they have apps, they have mantras, they have all these pieces of technology they're using to try to optimize their health, to try to lose weight. Like you have MyFitnessPal, you have the Lose It app, all these things. But even using all this technology, people still don't lose weight. They still can't be successful. They're still on the roller coaster of success and failure, the ups and downs, the ins and outs, and things just don't work. So why, in this world where we have all these pieces of technology, are we still not capable of being successful in our weight loss? Well, the biggest thing behind this is, think of it this way. A medical doctor and a surgeon does surgery because they have a license to do surgery. They have all the technology in the world to make the surgery happen, to make sure it's clean, to make sure everything is in the right environment, to make sure it's at the right time. But if I go and I try to do surgery without a medical license, that's what it's like using an app. So if I try to do that, I'm just kind of like fishing all over the place, stabbing stuff I shouldn't be stabbing, poking holes in things I shouldn't be poking. Whereas the surgeon knows exactly where to cut, exactly where to go, exactly what to do to make sure the person doesn't die. Now, if someone doesn't have a medical license and tries to do surgery, they're obviously going to kill people. So this analogy works well with apps and technology. See, what happens is you use an app, but you don't know what you're supposed to do. You don't know how to operate it. You don't know how your body's functioning. You don't know what signifies weight loss, what signifies long-term loss. You don't know what's safe. You don't know what's not safe. So you just jump in there and you do that surgery without your medical license, and you just create a disaster. And it puts you on this up and down of success and failure, and this thing that never works out for you because you fundamentally don't have the knowledge to make it work. And that's the key. That's the big key, is you don't have the knowledge. You can have all the technology in the world, but without the knowledge to identify what's going to happen, what's going to make it work, you're just kind of like shooting shit in the wind. You don't know, you don't have a clear direction, you don't have a clear path, and you're just kind of hoping and praying that this app is going to work. And so you operate these apps, you're like, well, I think my macros are here, and this stuff's over here. I started losing, but then I fluctuated up. What do I do now? So we're not successful, because we ultimately don't have the knowledge and the skill to identify inflection points, when we're going up, when we're going down, why we're going up, why we're going down, why we get stuck, what to do when we get stuck. And so if you take the knowledge and the ability to identify success, and the ability to identify metrics of success, and the ability to identify inflection points of when you're going to get stuck and how to get out of it, if you take that knowledge and you combine it with apps, well, now you have a recipe for success, because you not only have the ability to track and identify, but you have the ability to critically think about what the best path is. So if you're using an app and not getting success, it's because you don't have the knowledge available, the knowledge in front of you to make it successful. And this is why weight loss is such a problem with people. We don't know what to do. We're brainwashed into thinking, oh, you have to do keto, you have to be a vegan, you have to eat veggies, you have to eat the 48-hour Hollywood cookie diet. We're brainwashed into thinking that all these diets are the solution, and they're not. Why? Because you using the diet without the knowledge of how to make it work long-term, or why it's going to work, or what's going to be the impact after you get done with the diet, well, then you just have a crash course in an up and down. You're going to lose some, then you're going to gain it. You're going to lose some, then you're going to gain it. And you're going to get right back on this cycle, this perpetual cycle of success and failure. And when you look at the cost of these kinds of things, like the apps are typically free, but people will buy every kind of diet solution in the history of the world in order to find success. Like over the course of 10 years, you probably spent like 10 or 20K trying to figure this thing out. And most of the people I talk to still haven't figured it out, and they don't know what to do. And it's not because you're wrong. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because you don't know what you're doing. It's because you don't have the knowledge to apply the right principles to make it work. And that's the key in this game. The key in this game is to be able to identify and spot what's wrong, fix it, make an inference on as to what's going to happen. If it works, great, keep going. If it doesn't, fix and adjust and modify. It's science. It's creating a hypothesis, creating an idea of what the solution is going to be behind the hypothesis, testing it. If it's right, keep doing what you're doing. If it's wrong, test a new hypothesis. And this is why knowledge is so critical in this game. Weight loss isn't something that you just go to the gym and you try to figure out. Weight loss isn't something you should jump up off the street and try to figure out. It's something that requires a professional level of knowledge to make work long term. If someone's just out there pushing diets and pushing protocols that aren't going to give you that success or teach you how to recognize it and teach you how to do it on your own, well, then you're not getting someone who's a professional. You're getting someone who's got a dash for cash. And that's not what we need in this industry. We need people who have the knowledge, who want to give the knowledge to other people so they can be successful long term. It's the idea behind, if I give you a fishing pole and teach you how to fish, you're good for the rest of your life. If I keep giving you the fish, you're stuck with me forever. And obviously, I'm a real nice guy. Look at me, I'm talking in here, I'm very personable, but you don't want to be stuck with me forever. Nobody wants to be stuck with anybody forever. And so this is the reason technology doesn't work. We don't have the knowledge to apply the right principles to make the technology optimized to actually work for us. We just open up the app, we start plugging in our food, and we go blind. We go with whatever blanket recommendations the app has. We try it, it doesn't work, we give up. We go with the next blanket recommendation the app has, it doesn't work, we give up. We try to starve ourselves, it doesn't work, we give up. We try keto, it doesn't work, we give up. We try vegan, and we just end up on the cycle and cycle and cycle because the app's not going to tell you what's going to work and what's not work. The app's just going to spit out a bunch of numbers, and you're going to hope and pray it works because you're just kind of like throwing a massive net out and hoping something eventually works. So here's my claim, my plea to you. If you really need to be successful and you haven't figured out how to be successful, you need to not only take the technology, but you need to apply the principles of knowledge to make that technology work. So just think about it this way. If you're the surgeon, you need the medical license to do surgery. The surgeon is the person with the knowledge. The medical license to do the surgery is the technology. So if you're just trying to do the surgery without the medical license or the surgeon, well, you've got yourself a problem and it's not going to work out for you. So that's it. If you need help, if you don't know how to do this, if you're stuck, if technology isn't making sense, you need to apply some knowledge and principles and strategies in order to make this work long term. If someone's selling you diet shakes, pills, mantras, voodoo, CBD oil, any of that stuff, they're not working in your best interest. They're just trying to make money off your back so that you pay them, you go off, and then you come back and you have to pay them forever. So that's my spiel. If you have any questions about this or you need any help, just comment below and I'll work back and forth with you. Obviously, if you want to watch my free training, you can go to stoneagefuel.com/video and you can watch my training on how to eat and train however you want and still get results. But questions, comment below. If you need anything, let me know. I'm still sitting in the car. Aubriana's passed out. Check it out. Done. Just done. Anyway, see ya.